Oh, welcome back to another fantastic episode of the 5 on 5 podcast. I'm one of your co hosts, Phenom, coming to you live from Portland, Oregon, down the street from me in Las Vegas. Wait till you see what I did. You thought it was you.
Yeah, I did.
I'm passing it over out to the desert. Our man, Nick Lopez, 20% off. Nick, 20% off
20% off Lopez.
And our special guest today is no guest at all. Today is Jupiter Williams episode. Make some noise.
Boom, 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 boom.
Travis, we're so glad to have you here because you don't have a choice anyways.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me on the podcast, guys.
You know,
Absolutely.
It feels like it's been so fucking long, boys.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It does.
It's been a while.
Minute. Well, things
Do
opening
we technically
up.
take a week off?
No, we dropped that Kyle episode right around that time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah.
So
all right.
Kyle was last week, and
Yep.
now we're a couple days behind. But you'll get it when you get it. It's
Yeah.
it's
You'll get it
like
when you get it.
you know, so due to supply chain issues, we're a couple days behind.
Gas
you know,
prices.
Yeah.
The gas is
our-
high.
We're on our Kanye right now.
We're on our.
You'll
Kanye.
get it when you get it.
But you get it though, and
get it.
But you get it.
You
and
get
something else you should be getting is Nuke's Hot Sauce and direct music service
Hey.
for all of your music needs. You know, I want to talk about these guys real quick before I get into this.
Yeah, let's go.
We love Nuke's Hot Sauce. They've been riding with us from the start. Go over to their website, support a local Portland-based hot sauce company, Nuke's Hot Sauce, and use that code FIVEON FIVE 5 on 5 to save some money off your first purchase. And that goes the same for all of you DJs listening that need music. Now that we're back, now that we're open, we're rock and rolling. Nick's playing 3, 4, 5 gigs in a night. You're going to need some music. And I think direct music service is the perfect avenue for you to check out. Not only can you see our ugly mugs on the front of the page every week, but you can also download fantastic edits, remixes, X, Y, and Z from contributors like Scooter. I play out 90,000 remixes from him. Audio One, Phrase. The list goes
Danny
on.
Diggs.
Danny
Danny
Diggs.
Diggs.
I play out so
Phenom.
much from Danny Diggs. Me, yeah. The list goes on and on. Same code applies over there. FIVEON FIVE to save 30% off your first month's subscription. Now that we got that out of the way, boys, how are we doing?
We doing good.
You doing good?
We doing good, man. You know, things are opening up, so schedules are filling up. You know, which is good. Which is good.
It's
It
busy.
just means the hustle's on. The hustle's on now.
The hustle is on.
Yeah.
Nick, I want you to share your schedule for this weekend first before we kind of get into things because this is something else.
So today's my last day off before I have fucking Music Palooza weekend. Tomorrow I start off real easy. I hit Gold Spike for Down and Derby with the homies Four Eyes and Shred. Real fun, easy gig. 1 gig that night. We're good. Following day, I play a 7-hour set at Mama Rabbit inside of Park MGM, 6 to 1 a.m. I know a lot of guys that have had skin in the game for a long time who are like, yeah, 7 hours. That's just how we did it back in the day. I've never DJ'd that long.
It's a long time.
I've never DJ'd for 7 hours.
Unless you're Carl Cox.
Yeah, I've never DJ'd 7 hours on a Friday night on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm gonna have to really phone it in and whatever. Like, I'm gonna get it done. It's not a problem. I'm confident in it. What's
the other option? Mental breakdown halfway through. Close the laptop.
I could just like phone in a homie to be like, take half of this gig. Like,
Right,
True.
of course.
Or you can go straight Mark Spector, aka Moon Knight, and
yeah, and
develop another identity
That's
take
basically
over.
what I'm doing. Neek Lopez will be opening. Neek the Freak will be closing.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Goblin mode. What song
Goblin
turns
mode.
you into goblin mode? It's
Oh,
always
that's a
that
good
one
question.
song.
God, what is one song that turns me into goblin mode? I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I would say because I haven't really been playing like that lately, so I don't really know, to be honest with you.
There's always one song that just grabs you and Charlie by the stones and you bust out the dance.
Love Come
It's-
Down. Love Come
There you
Down does
go.
that.
Yep.
Fucking I feel for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about Patrice?
Oh yeah. Tired of being alone and Forget Me Nots will definitely.
Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh, You Can't Hide from
Yeah.
Yourself will,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I feel like you need Charlie Chill out there for emotional support.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, definitely had some homies be like, yeah, we'll pop up. It's Friday, we'll come through. And I'm just like, I don't know. It just feels like it's gonna be like last time I played there, it was super chill.
Yeah.
Like there was a live band and I was just playing in between. But like if I really gotta like make a thing out of this, then I feel like I should like really phone it in to the homies, be like, yo, come out, we're having a party. Hit mom.
I love that chill shit though. I tweeted about that the other day. I love, just as you guys do, where it's full energy, balls out, just people are moshing, singing every word, crowd surfing. But on the flip side, I ended that gig the other day at Best Friend, and I was like, dude, Travis and I spent a whole summer doing it, providing the soundtrack for a dinner crowd.
Love it.
Yeah, that's fire.
I love head bopping music.
It's the best.
Just give me head bopping. Give me head bopping. Nothing more, nothing less. Just
I don't need to be out here dancing, breaking nobody off. Just let me fucking let me get it. And then so the next day, so that's 6 to 1 a.m. And then I'm on at 11 a.m. We're doing like a collective brunch at Park on Fremont. I'm the opening DJ, 11 to 12. No big deal. Then I go home, get to watch my Celtics play.
Your soaps.
My Boston fucking Celtics.
Your soaps. Your soap operas.
Game 1. My soaps, my stories.
Your novellas.
Yeah.
Novellas.
Hey, let's go Boston though.
Let's go Boston.
Yeah.
Getting ready to start game 1 of their trail to an 8.
Yeah. Shout out Udoka. Coach Udoka, man.
Shout out to Ime. We like him.
Portland guy.
And then
you know who his wife, who his baby mama is, though, right? Did I already discuss this?
You've told me in the past, and right now I have no idea.
Nia Long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Trav, you're cheering for the Celtics over the Bulls? That's a new thing.
Yeah, y'all are.
The Celtics are playing the Nets.
No, I know. You're not cheering for the Bulls for the playoffs? You said, let's go Celtics.
Oh, I'm going to cheer for the Bulls, of course.
Okay.
You scared me
for a sec.
When their time comes.
Playing the Nets. No, never.
Okay. I wasn't sure. That was like, what?
No. Whenever my team's in, my team's in.
What?
And then, so after brunch, Celtics game, and then I got to be at Area 15 at Oddwood, 4 to 7. Go home, take a quick little nap, and then I gotta be back at We All Scream. And
you're gonna be screaming by then.
I'll be screaming by then to do another opening set. I have 3 gigs in one day.
That's aggressive.
It's aggressive, and like, let me see.
Somebody's got to do it though.
Followed by another gig, a 5-hour gig the next night. For Funktacular at Corduroy. So music is fuck. I'm just not complaining, but
never that.
Hey, can I challenge you to not do a repeat on the 3 days?
Wow.
Oh shit. The 3-in-1 day, not repeat.
Yeah.
Nah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Can I challenge you to not play longer than 1 minute of each song for the 3 days?
No, not a chance.
Damn.
Impossible.
Especially, during the 7-hour one too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you love what you feel?
No, like the 7-hour one, there's a really solid chance that from like I'm not gonna put myself out here. I'm not gonna.
Oh, I know where you were going with that. He's not saying it, but the listeners can kind of guess what he was going to say.
Yeah, he can.
But you know what, Nick?
You're right. You're at 6 to 7 p.m. You might be hearing the whole song.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes
I
you gotta
didn't think
give it
that's
to
what you
him.
were going to say. I thought you were going to say something else. I thought you were going to say 6 to 7 p.m. You might be hearing yesterday, 6 to 7 p.m.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a possibility too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine.
I'm off today. I might make 6 to 7 p.m. right now.
Yeah, you might have to do that. To be
I
honest
do
with
that
you.
tonight.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. After a while, and I don't blame DJs that replay sets at different spots. If you play it at the same spot, sure.
Right.
If you use it as a parameter for a set somewhere else, that's fine.
Yeah.
As the framework for somewhere else. You obviously you're gonna read and react, twist and turn. But I don't hate on that. I did play a song twice last night. I will say that.
Which one?
Well, Coffee was in town. Coffee performed last night. So
yeah.
I got a very early request for Toast.
Okay,
Great.
yeah.
No problem. Like 104 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then later in the night, got a request again for Toast. I said, all right, but I don't love playing the same song twice in one night. I that's not my jam.
I don't love it either. I have to really focus on the crowd when I do the same song twice. So when I'm about to play the second song, I'm looking at the crowd to see if the same people are still in there.
Yeah, that's gotta be a long gig. It's gotta be a long gig for that to happen.
Yeah. It was 10 and then it was 1:30.
That's
so
fine.
it was
Yeah. The room already flipped.
That's a different night altogether.
Right.
It's gotta be a fucking smash though. Like it's gotta be a smash ass song to play it like twice. I feel like that has to be a very special and rare thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, if everyone's coming from a concert though, and they're all
that makes sense.
You're gonna get it.
Yeah,
I feel like Paris was the song that really got DJs thinking that was like not thinking that, but like feeling like making it more accessible.
You remember what Crooked said though? Crooked said about In the Club.
Oh yeah, In the Club used to get played
a
lot back in the day in the club, like when that came out. See, I wasn't old enough to be in the clubs when that song came out, so I didn't get to experience it.
What year was that? 03?
No.
That feels about right. I'm gonna look it up.
01.
No way.
0102.
Oh my god.
Number Crunch says 2003.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Get Rich or Die Trying. Yeah, I was in middle school.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
I was in high school.
In high school, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember being in LA for the first time with my friend's family, and I had what was I wearing? I think I had a red Kangol on.
Let's go.
And we went to like Inglewood to go to Roscoe's, and they were like, "Nico, you got to take that hat off."
Cool, Nico.
You can.
Cool,
and I'm
Nico.
like, yeah, like I was just like, no, this is fly. Like they're like, you have to take that hat off. And then I'll never forget, like I'm sitting in line outside of Roscoe's, and this like homeless crackhead dude like comes by. He's like, "What up, blood? What up, cuz? I mean, what up, blood?" And I was like, "Oh, let me." That was like my first interaction right outside the car. I was like, "All right, this is coming off."
You put the hat on him.
I thought you were about to do. I thought you were about to do the 50 song.
But like, no, that's what he was doing. He said, "What up, blood? What up, cuz? I mean, what up, blood?" I was like, "Oh, I'm 8th grade getting pressed right now. I need to take my hat off."
That's funny.
It's like, this is your hat now.
Pressed by the crackhead. I don't even want to. What if a real one pulls up?
He put the hat on. He got his ass beat as he was walking away. Yeah. Like, oh, so sorry.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
My bad. Sorry.
It was like that movie. It was like that moment in the wood. Like, you gotta take that hat off. It got blue on it.
Oh yeah.
What up, blood?
Yep.
Man, yeah, we're fully back. I was
back.
out in Vegas with Neek this week. Travis held it down on the home front for our Thursday night. Travis, were you Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I was twice Thursday, So I was River Pig from 6 to 10
First Friday, we're
to
back.
kick off first Thursday.
First Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, and then from there 10 to 2 at District for our Thursday.
Yeah.
And then Friday night back at District 10 to 2, Saturday night 2 rounds 10 to 2.
Yeah. So working. And then Monday for Motown.
And then Monday Motown.
And your only day off there was, well, I guess no, it wasn't your
Sunday.
day off. There was a snowstorm.
There was a snowstorm though on Sunday night.
So yeah, so I get a text. I'm out in Vegas while there's a snowstorm in Portland and a dust storm in Vegas. Travis is like, "Don't go home. Don't come home. It's fucking gross here." And then I was like, "There's a fucking dust storm here. You can't see shit."
Yeah,
you got an Amber Alert text.
You got the real Vegas desert weather.
Can we talk about the Amber Alert text though, please?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
So,
I got questions for you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Go ahead and read that, Colin.
I wasn't sure if I got the tourist shit. If they're like, "Listen up, idiot."
No, we all got it.
Okay. Emergency alert. National Weather Service dust storm warning for this area until 4:15 p.m. Be ready for sudden drop to zero visibility. Pull aside. Stay alive. When visibility drops, pull far off the road and put your vehicle in park. Turn the lights off and keep your foot off the brake. Infants, the elderly, and those with respiratory issues urged to take precautions.
So why are we keeping the foot off the brake when the car's in park?
We don't want the brake lights to come on.
Why?
I don't know why they want the lights off on the car. I don't know why, but that's always in the safety precautions. Like when there's a dust storm, like basically stay off the roads.
Right.
And like I don't know if it's because because of the dust, like the light is just gonna just carry and like just cause general blindness.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know, like it's like having your brights on in foggy weather, like it just kind of makes it worse, like a big glare. So I don't know if it like coincides with that.
But I thought it was a lockup where like if you hit a car with their brakes on, it's not gonna, like if you hit a car that's doesn't have its brakes on, it's gonna drift and it'll minimize a collision, right?
I mean, I guess, but it's really like don't drive with your lights.
Right.
It's like put it in park and don't touch the brakes because you don't want the brake lights to pop on. Blind people. So I don't know. It's an issue with the lights.
Okay.
I don't know why. I couldn't really like give you why, but that's always the warning. And it's on the news, like when they do the weather reports.
Yeah. I ain't never been in a dust storm, so
that's dude. We are in a valley, and that is a regular Las Vegas thing. It's flash floods and dust storms.
Oh yeah, huh?
Those are our extreme weathers.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And we get the fucking alert on the phone, just like or whatever. So it's wild. That's funny. You got to experience that. That's some.
That's some Vegas ass shit.
That's some Las Vegas ass shit.
Yeah. So I was out there for a week, which is basically like I live there now.
Yeah.
Anyone at that point, I was dealing blackjack by the time of my trip. Like, I was working at the Mirage. I was like, bust again. Sorry.
You're the only one still wearing the blackjack visor.
Yeah. I was fully decked out. I was giving tours of the Neon Museum. I was like, wow. It was a whole thing. They're like, how long have you been here? I was like, 5.5 days.
Yeah. They're like, welcome.
No, it was cool. And so I played there. We played Wednesday for the Mac Agency block party. Shout out to that.
Shout out.
I'm not kissing ass on this when I say this. This was one of the best parties I've ever been to.
That's what's up.
It was 3 rooms, 65,000 DJs. It was just a true experience of every room you walk into, you're like, oh shit, this person's in there and this person's in here and here's this person. And it was great. So shout out to that. Nick, I think you can elaborate on that as well. Just the best time.
It was crazy. This is the second one we've done. So shout out to Mac Agency, Eddie Mac and Omar, and Technicolor. that and obviously on the record and Park MGM. That was a Road Podcast. The homies over at the Road Podcast. They were there doing interviews and part of the event. It's crazy. Like every room had 4 DJs on the lineup, plus surprise guests popped up on everyone. Just always a killer party and just like a fucking DJ all-star, like DJ Palooza. It's crazy.
People like drove in, which was so funny. I was like walking out of one room and I bumped into Cutso. And I'm like, what?
Oh shit!
Like,
shout out Cutso.
It was just like it was.
Cutso just surprised everyone. Didn't tell anybody who's coming. Just showed up.
Cutso was having the best time of his life, and I was here to match that energy. He's the best. That was one of our favorite interviews we've had so far on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
And then also shout out to DJ MP, who does a Gravy Train. Bumped into him randomly as well. He goes, "Oh, I couldn't pass this up," and it's just like. It's so funny the people you run into where it's just like, oh, I drove in for this. I'm not playing it. I wanted to be here, you know, just to hang out. So hats off to everybody involved with that. That was the best time. Happy birthday, Eddie, as well. Eddie Mack.
Shout out Eddie.
Friend of the pod, guest of the pod. And then Saturday I played over at Oddwood at Area 15, which is a blast. 3 hours of house music, gotta love that. And then I went to a concert Sunday night. My lady took me to go see this group called Twin Tribes, and was out until 1 a.m. Had to leave her place at 5 to catch a flight. So didn't love that, but got there to the airport and was ready to rock and roll. They board everyone on the plane. Cool, good to go. And then we're waiting. Like 5 minutes goes by and I'm like, what's
Wait a minute, you waited
here?
on the plane?
On the plane.
Oh, that's the worst.
On the plane. So they deboarded the plane. They made an announcement.
Thank God.
They made an announcement. There's been a security breach, like a cleaning issue. I don't know what exactly. And so they unloaded the plane, and we sat there for about 30, 45 minutes and then loaded the plane again and then left. So I got into Portland about almost an hour and a half, 2 hours later than planned. So
That sounds like a bio. That sounds like a bio.
Yeah, it was interesting.
From my non industry folk, a bio is a biohazard, as in vomit or any other bodily fluids. So.
Yeah, it was weird. So got back on there and then hit them up today, and I was like, yo, like I was already dragging ass from this concert, and the flight was delayed, and I got in late, and he's like, well, you know, our policy is we compensate if the delay is over 2 hours, which is a total horseshit. Like, to make that the qualifying number, like 2 hours, yes. And he's like, sir, your flight was delayed an hour and 35 minutes. And I was like, who's got the stopwatch here? Because I'd like to have a chat with them.
Yeah.
He's just like, just under, sorry. He's like, let me type some info in here. And he typed it in and he goes, I can give you $50 off your next flight. And I was like, great, thanks so much, goodbye. Like, done and done. So yeah, that's
Jesus Christ.
Pay the cost, you know.
Hey.
It is what it is. But for those of you listening / watching, you can see that there's only 3 of us today. We are doing something we haven't done yet. We've done nearly 100 episodes of the podcast, and we'll be celebrating that next weekend in Las Vegas, April 23rd.
Is that next weekend?
Next weekend.
Yeah. That shit just came up.
Tried you book your flight?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got everything booked. No, everything was booked.
Okay, I haven't booked my flight home yet, so send me your information.
Okay, bet. I got you.
Yeah, we're doing the 100th episode celebration of the podcast. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't believe it. 100 episodes.
Milestone.
That's crazy.
Milestone. Hey, you remember that group Milestone? Remember that? That was like the new off-brand of like Deal and After 7.
Yo, I think I have a cassette tape.
You remember them? It was like Babyface and his brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of 90s, 80s R&B cassettes, and I feel like I have a Milestone one that I have no idea what it sounds like.
Yeah. Crazy. Okay, sorry.
I don't know. I don't know.
Sorry,
yeah. That one threw me for a loop. For those of you at home, go ahead and research that. I'm sure you'll find something.
Oh, you'll find something.
Yeah. You'll find something.
You'll find something. Milestone had a cut. I forgot which song it was. I forgot the song.
We'll find it.
Yeah.
We'll find it. But no, 100 episodes coming up. I think it's next week or the week after. And we wanted to take the time today to get to know one of our hosts a little bit better. Trav, are you nervous?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
I feel like a guest.
Yeah. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna dive into Travis Jones, Jupiter Williams, host of the 5 on 5 podcast, 1/3 of Men on Vacation, DJ extraordinaire, DJ to the stars, socialite, impresario, provocateur, incredible dancer, connoisseur, influencer.
Influencer. Interesting.
Yes.
Well, no, I can say influencer now because we're working on that brand sponsorship with that brand.
We are.
We're not giving them free promo. No free promo.
We're not. No, we're not. But we're working.
We're working on something. And Travis came to the table with an energy beverage that's all natural energy.
Yeah.
So now, my friend.
And shit apparently works.
It works.
A little too well.
It works.
We'll save the promo though for when this actually if this lands.
Yeah.
I don't want to be tooting horns.
Shout out to them. I can say this. Shout out to Ted. Shout out to Tim. I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, this is your episode. You can shout out whoever you want.
There we go.
True that.
Yo, I want to shout out all the baby mamas out there, man.
Baby's mamas.
I mean,
baby mamas. Trav. We want to get into your history as a DJ because I know a good amount. Nick knows a good amount. There's bits and pieces that we don't know that we've just never covered as us being friends. There's questions that we've just never brought up as it's just when you're friends, you just assume, this person just been a DJ their entire life.
Yeah.
What led you to this horrible, atrocious, grueling career?
It's crazy.
This punishment of a career.
This punishment. Jeez.
What brought you to this instead of your doctorate degree?
I know, right? Like Doc Adam.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Let's see here. Man, I was always in music growing up. Always in choir, in the church choir. So music was always instilled within me growing up. It wasn't until really listening to Biggie tracks and listening to Bad Boy and really breaking down, and with my parents' help, of course, really breaking down what Puffy was doing at the time and taking the songs and flipping them, and me loving the songs and listening to it around my parents. They would start pulling out the records of where it came from. So that, I think that was really the jumping off point. So then from there, started playing around with the old EQ machine that was set up with the receiver at home for the turntable. So messing around with that, playing around with the sounds and seeing how to isolate certain things, and taking out the low end, taking out the high end and whatnot, and seeing what that sounds like. And then getting these the Source magazine, Vibe magazine, XXL, and then going to the back of them, they would always have like where you can buy turntables or like these DJ kits and stuff. So I would always like circle them and then slide it under, my parents' door and stuff when Christmas came around. Yeah. So that's where it started. So I always wanted the equipment, never got it.
Yeah.
But music had always been there. So when I turned 21, I started club promoting in Portland. Yeah. So I started driving up from school from Corvallis, where Oregon State was and driving up every weekend and club promoting with Amir Panapour, Jamal Brown, and Erica Harfixson. Shout out. They had this production company called Liquid Productions, and we would basically just take our party and be mobile with it. We'd be at a club Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and our parties, we would just take our parties and rinse and repeat at different spots. And then it got to the point where Erica and I, we were the college kids, so then we would have our own parties within the bigger group during those nights too. So we just started expanding that way. And this is way before the recession. So when the recession happened in Portland, it really hit the nightlife scene real hard.
What year was that?
This was 2008.
Yeah, the recession.
2008.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 2006, 2007, 2008, the formative years.
So you were in school.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing the school thing, and then we talked about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
As soon as it let out on Friday, you drive up.
Mm-hmm.
You do a Friday, Saturday promoting,
or Thursday, Saturday. I didn't have a class on Friday.
Did you have a Sunday brunch? A Sunday brunch too? Or
yeah.
No?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then scoop back Sunday night.
Yep.
The grind.
It was the grind, but you're in college. You're trying to pay for it. You're trying to eat.
Yeah, there's no hangovers in college either.
Yeah,
it's just like when you're that age, you're like, I can bounce right back.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was cash in my pocket too. At that age, kids didn't have that kind of money. Coming back to school with that kind of money, unless you came for money. So
right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that was my grind
hustle too.
Yeah,
it's a great hustle. Yeah.
But it was a beneficial hustle because I had a lockdown on kids at Oregon State. I had it on lock. So, kids would come up to Portland on the weekends. Hey, come out to my spot. And then once spring break hits, game over. I had that lock. Once summer hit, I had that lock with those kids coming up. They knew exactly where to go to. And then Erica, in the same sense, she went to U of O, so she had a lockdown on the U of O kids. Yeah. So that's kind of how we started moving in Portland.
What was your trial by fire moment where you're like, all right, this isn't all play?
My first my first DJ gig, my very first DJ gig. I DJ'd at the Roseland. The Roseland is the concert venue in Portland. It's that step below the Moda Center.
Right.
Yeah, my very first DJ gig, I was thrown in the fire and I opened and played for Pusha T and Fabulous.
Shit.
Yeah. So I was shitting my pants. But it was great. It worked out.
What was your equipment?
Let's see. I was borrowing a homie's Techniques and 57.
Yeah. So
yeah,
Range
57.
Serato 57. Yep.
Yeah.
How are the transitions?
The transitions were. It wasn't like I was really scratching in, so I would drop it on the one a lot.
Yeah.
Are you DJing it for them? Like you're playing their like performance tracks?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
shit.
that too.
Oh shit! So you're the man all night.
Yeah. So that part was easy though.
Yeah, performance
Really?
is easy.
Yeah,
Throw it
that
on
part was
0,
easy
drop
for
it on the
me.
1,
A
right?
lot of
Yeah.
times it sucks. A lot of like I mean, we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you get the tracks as you're going up there, or if they make a change, you're on the
Yeah.
fly, you can fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, yeah.
True. They this was a weekday concert. So this was it kind of seemed like it was like a makeshift, like real put together real quick
Right.
show
Gotcha.
by one of the radio stations, I believe. So yeah, that part was easy for me playing their stuff because they had it lined up for me, and I expressed to them, I was like, "Yo, this is my first time up here, y'all." So like, all right, they had it mapped out. It was that part was easy. The part that was difficult for me at the time was trying to figure out what the crowd wanted and mixing it in. Not sure if I wanted to mix songs together at a show or if I wanted to just,
here it is.
drop the song and just rock it like that. So
Yeah.
just learning on the fire, man. Learning on the fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, those kind of shows, because it's like, you're not here to see me. We all know. Everyone in the room knows you're here to see Push, or you're here to see Fabulous, or whatever. You're here to see anyone, even the local rap group that performs before them. You know. Now, how do you keep their attention? That's the toughest part. And I've played some of those gigs, like when it's like a big act, like I opened up for Nero. There was 10,000 people there and barely any movement during my set. Like, people are leaning on the rails. People are like, all right, let's go. Dylan Francis was playing on that show too. So I'm nowhere close to that. I'm the guy that you open the doors. I'm DJing as you come running in to get your spot in the concert venue. And now you have me for 2 hours. And it's like, you always take those gigs because it's a monumental opportunity.
Right.
And every time when you're in the middle of it, you're like, this fucking sucks. Like,
see, I was shitting bricks, but at the same time, I was like, man, I'm okay because one, like you said, they're not here to see me.
Right.
So I could play the background very well. Just as long as I don't mess up,
right,
we're good.
Right.
We're good. Let me play the background. Let me be, that movie producer, that nobody sees. You just see their name at the end of the movie, like, oh.
Oh, Travis played a set.
Yeah. Let me be that.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
What was your first bit of kit? Like your first DJ kit?
My first DJ kit?
Like your first gear.
Oh, my first gear. Oh, I still use it. It's my DDJ SX1.
Okay.
And it's the gold version of it. Yeah. So I got that in 20.
Oh yeah, because you were
2016.
Borrowing.
Yeah.
Because you were borrowing.
Because I was borrowing equipment. So after my gig with Fab and Push, my friend Adon Heller, who was my boss over at LA Fitness, we were working at LA Fitness at the time. He was always saying, "Yo, I want to own a bar at some point." And then did he get fired? No, he quit. He quit LA Fitness, and 2 weeks later, he bought this bar in the Pearl District of Portland, and that became my first home. So he bought the bar and bought DJ equipment, and I asked him, I'm like, I wanted to get into DJ. I got music and whatnot, so can I just mess around on your equipment? He's like, yeah. So messed around, started playing with that, and then that kind of turned into a thing, and started my Friday nights there. Then from Friday nights began Saturday nights, so I was Friday and Saturday, and then that turned into me just being the music director of the whole spot and hiring other DJs and whatnot. So that's how it all started. So from playing there, I saved up my money and bought the controller.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So as music director, any moments that went awry?
Why? Okay.
This is a
Because
podcast. We do have to entertain.
No, I know. So
it's on your shoulders as the music director because it falls back on you where everybody's like, yo, who booked this guy? And you're like,
right. It always falls back. And then so when somebody when people don't like what the DJ is putting down, it's on me. And that happened. And this DJ wasn't
there's always this guy. There's always this guy in the crowd.
There was that guy in the crowd multiple weeks. And this is actually when I was on tour with Riff Raff. We'll get into that later. But I was getting calls when we're on tour and like, yo, what's up with this DJ? He's just fucking up.
The worst.
Your
worst. Stomach just drops to get that call or that text.
I'm like, what the hell? And the owner of the spot is looking at me like, yo, you're supposed to hire this person to keep people in the spot. And now he's making people leave. We're losing money here. So I was like, all right, well, cool. We got to get rid of him. So the owner's like, all right, cool. You got this.
Yeah, now it's your job. You hired him. You fired him.
Wait. I didn't know this. It's like, oh, yeah. You got this. You can take care of it. So, yeah, I had to send out that text.
Ooh, fired by text?
Yeah, well, email.
Brutal.
Email.
Fired on his day off.
Email. I was on the road, so I shot out a little email and
a picture of you sipping a pina colada. Hey man, just so you know, we don't need you next week.
Yeah, and
in
the picture of Mortal Kombat, it just said finish him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I had to do it. Had to give him the kibosh, and it was weird too because I've only been DJing for a year and a half at the time.
Yeah.
If that. And I just went on tour.
Wait, how long was this person DJing for?
This person had been DJing for
a long time.
6, 7 years,
Brutal.
8 years.
Brutal.
And I had to be the one. So
you like that?
I mean, hey, you grow when things are when shit is hitting the fan, right?
But no one wants to fire anyone.
No,
even now, after if you've had to fire people, whatever, no one ever wants to have to do that. And
right.
It's like you have to get to a certain point musically where you're like, we just cannot go on with you in this DJ booth.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is I never heard him play.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So you had no way.
I had never heard him play.
So you just trusted this dude.
Yeah, I trusted, homies that never like, oh, you should hit him up to have him play on Thursdays.
Right.
So it was kind of like that, you get a sample serving of some stuff. Oh, this is what he has played, and it's like, a few tracks mixed together, but it's not a night.
Yeah.
It's tough. And it's tough to plug people in a position on a guesstimate.
Yeah.
Like even Neek vouching for me this last week, in order to get this gig, like we know I have the chops, but some stranger that's never met me, never seen me, I'm just the same as the next guy on Mixcloud,
Yeah.
No matter what the accolades are, I'm not fucking A-Track. You're not seeing rave reviews from the mountaintop like, oh, look at this person. This is DJ Craze or what. It's like that's not who's coming in to guess. It's
right.
Me,
yeah, I would say that's my biggest challenge right now that I'm facing. Kind of having people to vouch for me, but they're vouching for me to a decision maker that's never heard of me. Never heard me play. So
like that's a weird hurdle to get over.
Yeah.
It's not black and white.
Yeah, it's not.
It's so crazy that, I've been doing this for a minute. You guys have been doing this for a minute. Like the people you're dealing with have never seen you rock in the 16 years you've been doing this, in the 8 years, in the 12, and it's like, how do I explain that without coming off like a cocksucker?
Right.
Yeah. Where it's like, it's like, look at this picture. Look at all these people with their hands up, and look at it. It's like, I can't.
And without also being like insulting. Like I crushed this big ass venue.
Yeah.
I could crush
Are you
I'll
crazy? Why don't you? Yeah, like,
You're little, then you shouldn't be a problem for me or whatever. Like it's a really complicated situation. It's hard to do.
I mean, we hate writing our own bios. Even it's like so fucking cringe where you
Yeah.
have to explain
Yeah,
any accolades.
both of y'all were waiting for me to get my EPK done, and the whole time I'm just sitting in front of my computer staring at it that just says Travis Jones because I have to
Wait,
finish
is
my
this
bio.
the announcement that it's done?
Oh, it's been
Is this
done.
the formal announcement?
Y'all had it. Y'all
Yeah,
had
we
it.
have to finish.
All right, but no, for our listeners, if anyone is booking clubs right now, Travis has the EPK ready to go. Jupiter Williams on Instagram, get a hold of the guy. Let's fucking get busy.
Let's go. Come
Let's
on.
get busy.
I can vouch for this EPK, which after talking about how that means nothing, I'm still here to vouch for it.
You did.
I'm still here to vouch for something that means absolutely nothing.
Yo,
It's not a
we
motherfucking
straight up
thing.
went out to dinner, and he was like, "Yeah, glad you got it done, but this doesn't mean anything."
Right.
I was like,
Bro.
I was like, "Good. I'm glad I got it done, though."
That's exactly
Yeah,
it. It's just
I
one of
just
those
needed
things
to
you
get it
have to
done.
do,
Yeah,
but nobody gives a shit about. It's like putting up mixes. Nobody's ever going to listen to them.
absolutely.
But you have to have them. If you don't have them, you're a scrub.
Yeah,
Let me find an example here. It's like putting on a full outfit, like a tuxedo, but you forgot to put the dress shirt on. So you're going out there without
go.
a shirt on, but the full tux.
yeah, and you don't look like Jamie Foxx.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it's just even at this point, I'm thinking I need to make business cards again because I've been getting blown up for business cards, and I'm like, I hate fucking business
I was
cards.
going to say that's my EPKs. I don't have business cards. Like
Right.
I've been working for X amount of years. I've never had a business card.
mm-hmm.
And I think like how many times have I probably missed out on work because somebody's asked me for a business card? I'm like, I can give you my IG or just give me the touch.
Always, yeah.
Yeah,
I airdrop you my contact. Like that's my business card.
yeah.
Right.
It has my logo and all my contact information and all that shit. A
Right.
link to my EPK, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going through my business cards when I thought like, at the time, you're starting your DJ career. It's like, okay, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, I gotta have this,
yeah,
so,
you're basically starting your wedding DJ.
yeah, absolutely, right? So I'm still going through business cards from when I first started.
So outdated. And
Which is like a different brand.
Yeah.
Kinda. I love
At
what
least
I made.
at least for my case, it would be
for you definitely.
If I was using the stuff I did,
I
when
haven't been
first started, I'd be a
DJing that
different
long
person,
where I
yeah.
need to like rebrand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And no one says you have to.
Yeah, if it works first time around, then
Yeah, I think you got it right with Jupiter Williams. If you told me, hey, I want to rebrand and anything else, I'd be like, no, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
An alias all day.
Right.
make 1,000 of them. But
1,000 of them.
I think you have one of my favorite DJ names.
Yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
just like home base. Like
That's like Jimi Hendrix. Like that's
yeah.
Jupiter Williams is just a perfectly memorable name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's fucking cool. Yeah, you have one of the easily
Thank
one
you.
of the best DJ names I know of.
So how'd you come up with it?
So funny that you say that. Segway Kangs. Man. So this is people always laugh about this, but there are many situations in life where it happens and you just don't forget it. Right? So I was living in Scottsdale at the time, and this is right after college. I'm downloading music. I'm trying to get my music library because Eric Evil One told me after hovering over his shoulder for I don't know how many events from when me and the crew hired him to play Thursday nights over at Betty Ford. I always found myself up in the Bird's Nest DJ booth over his shoulder watching him just go to work. And his first advice was, hey, build your music library. Just build your music library. Try not to think about, getting into this part of DJing right here.
Right.
Just build your library because that's your ammo for when you go to war. I was like, cool, okay. So that's what I ended up doing. So I was downloading music, and at the same time downloading music, I was watching the Williams sisters play doubles.
Okay.
The songs that I was downloading were Neptune songs. Okay.
Oh.
Pharrell Williams, Serena and Venus Williams, Neptunes. And I was thinking, what would Serena and Venus Williams' brother name be?
Fucking Jupiter.
And I was like, oh, damn, what could I come up with? Not Saturn. I was like, Saturn just didn't sound right. Saturn Williams didn't sound right. But then I was like, what's the biggest planet out there in our solar system? Jupiter. And then I started doing more research. I'm like, so what's another reason of why I would like just that name Jupiter too? And then I thought about the Roman Empire and the Roman gods. And the Roman gods, the main god is Jupiter.
Yep.
Jupiter is also Zeus. Jupiter is also Odin. So that's how I came up with it. And
That's
then it just stuck.
I love
That's
that.
so cool. Like
Yeah.
I never knew that.
an inadvert like planetary reference.
Yeah.
Like Pharrell being with the Neptunes, Venus.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
the whole Star Trek thing, because I just love the fact that they took Star Trek, because
Yeah.
growing up, as kids, we never said Star Trek.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Star Trek. Yeah.
We always said Star Trek, as kids, because we couldn't say Trek.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just thought it was so dope, the fact that they flipped Star Trek and said Star Trek. I was like, yo, genius.
That's so funny.
Genius. And your names is the Neptunes.
Yeah.
I was like, Neptune. Oh my God. I was just like mind blown and how
That's
everything
so
came together.
funny.
So
Yeah.
that was the birth. That was the birth of Jupiter Williams, man. Sitting in my sister's place in Scottsdale on the ground, watching doubles, downloading music that happened to be the Neptunes.
Did you say it out loud? Did you say it to someone? You're like, I found my name.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. I said that to Amir and Jamal, who was running Liquid Productions at the time.
They're
So,
like,
yeah.
we love it.
Actually, they laughed at me.
That's
Oh.
so funny.
They laughed. Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Because they did. There was a long time where a lot of people just didn't take me serious as a DJ. That's just,
Right.
we all
But
have those.
that's just getting started. That's just what it is.
We all had those moments. So they're just
But
like,
you did that thing. You did that thing we fucking hate to the core. You were a promoter turned DJ.
yes,
But it works out so fucking well.
it does.
Which is crazy.
It does if that promoter loves music.
Yeah,
Straight
a million
up, yeah.
percent.
That's
A
the only
million
way that
percent.
That's the caveat here is
Yeah.
that you were like a promoter that actually like was into music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the only reason why I promoted is, number one, I was a social butterfly at school.
Right.
Like I was the black kid that all the white fraternities wanted.
Right.
I was the black kid that all the black fraternities wanted.
Yeah.
I was cool with the football players, the basketball players, the baseball players, but I was also in choir.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then I wasn't in sports, so I was also in those social cliques too.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just, it was a perfect storm. And then plus, just my love of music. So it was just a perfect storm. And then getting into the club scene, for me, it was my stepping stone to get into DJ. I just didn't know how to get into DJ. I just knew that I had to be here. And I knew that I had to be in front of those DJs I looked up to. DJ George, you got Juggernaut, you got OG1, you got Evil One, Nathan Scott, because we had Nathan Scott come out all the time from Chicago. God, what's his name? DJ Jenkins, Nathan Jenkins, DJ TJ. These are all old school guys. Mark Mag. These are all old school guys from Portland. Mellow C. All these guys that moving from Illinois to Portland, there wasn't a lot of hip hop or R&B for that matter on the radio stations. So we would have to get a feed from like a Seattle station
Wow.
But the Seattle stations will have Portland DJs on the station playing.
Interesting.
So I would, I would sit there and record. This is when I was in high school, so I would just
Right.
record it because I would have. There was nothing to listen to. God, BET wasn't even out here in Portland. You had to go to a certain section in Northeast Portland just to get BET.
Or have like satellite or something like that.
Yeah, or have satellite, because my parents ended up getting a satellite dish, and that's how I got BET again. But yeah, it was really bad. It was really bad moving here when it came to music. So listening to those DJs growing up really really ignited my love for this art form.
What was the moment where it clicked with your mom that you're a DJ?
I was playing a brunch. I was playing a brunch at Pink Rose, and I recorded my set. And my mom, she was like, "Yeah, I just want to hear. I'm real curious. I want to hear what you play." Like, okay, and at the time I was nervous because my mom is that old school Black mother, southern way of living, and just that old school way of raising your kids, just
Right.
the mom is the pinnacle. The mom's at the top. You listen to mom. The mom has the powers to wield God's lightning and smite you for a fucking month, and then you're just laid up for a month, and it was from your mom. You know what I mean? That was
Right.
my mom. That was my mom growing up. So I couldn't listen to any cursing in my music. So when she said, I want to hear you play it, I was nervous because I'm playing all this stuff that she never agreed with, but she was surprised because I played a lot of I was able to get to my root, find the core of me, and not just playing shit that you hear on the radio. Like,
Right.
you playing stuff that you actually grew up with and that actually formed you as a human being. Yeah. That was the moment.
And she was cool. Obviously, it was a good
Oh
reception.
yeah, she loved it.
And she loved the name when you told her to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also, so my mom's mom's maiden name is Williams.
Okay, so she was like, "That's
Yeah,
family
she was
name
like, it
anyways."
just makes sense.
That's tight.
Yeah.
So what led to Riff Raff then? Because
Yes.
that's a whole different Jupiter Williams.
Yeah. And that was Jupiter Williams' formative year. That was Jupiter Williams figuring out this game,
Yeah.
so to say. So one of my best friends, Michael Clack, he moved down to LA, and he was doing marketing at Dope.
Yeah.
At the time. And from Dope, let's see, he was in charge of like getting all the artists together and whatnot. So he got together with Riff, and from there that just hit off their friendship, because Mike is just a fucking lunatic. He's so funny. He's probably hands down the funniest person I've ever met in my life. So him and Riff just hit it off, and Riff asked him to kind of manage his merchandising, his clothing line, and that kind of turned into him kind of overseeing his tours. So Mike asked me, like, "Hey, you want to come on tour with us and run Riff's merch, and at the same time you will be able to set up the equipment for the DJ Afterthought, shout out, who we need to have on the podcast from Pittsburgh. We just need to get that Pittsburgh trifecta in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bonnix, Clockwork, and Afterthought.
Yeah.
Riff saw Afterthought at this Christmas event with Mac Miller that Afterthought was throwing, and Riff was like, "You need to come on tour with me." So I was helping out Ryan with all the equipment set up and whatnot, and helping him out with his writer, and Ryan was kind of really showing me the ropes on what a tour DJ has to go through, and all the demands that they need to ask for not only the DJ but the artist too. And yeah, that. So I was running Riff's merchandise, as well as setting up everything for Ryan and doing sound check for them, and then opening up for the whole concert also. So that's what led to Riff, man. And God, those years, I will not take that back. The only state that we didn't go to was Alaska. So I went to every state in the United States of America, man, and we went overseas a couple times, Canada. It was great. I love being on the road with Riff, but he jaded me with being on the road because we were real bougie with it.
Yeah.
Right.
We had the top of the line tour bus. We had a shower in our tour bus. You know, we would get day rooms all the time whenever we dropped into a new city.
Right.
And you know, we was
And this
sleeping
is like
in
peak
real
riffraff.
beds. Say what?
This is like peak riffraff.
This is peak riffraff. So this is Peach Panther riffraff. This is Riff. This is Riff. Right when he's doing the Vice stuff, the WWE getting big and Riff. This is the Neon Python riff. Yeah. So this was fun. It was a lot of fun, man.
Best time, yeah.
People always thought, they're always like, "Yo, was it crazy? Like, did you do anything crazy?" But this was like bodybuilding riffraff. So he wasn't drinking that much.
Right.
He was smoking a lot of weed. So that's all we would finish our show, come back on the bus, smoke weed, fall asleep, wake up in a new city, do it all over again. It was great. It was great. Yes.
So that leads us up to now, up to this current iteration of Jupiter Williams.
Yes.
You started as a promoter. You grinded your way into your own residency. You grinded and caught a tour with Riff Raff.
Couple tours.
A couple tours.
Warp Tour was crazy.
Oh shit.
That was crazy because we were the only hip hop act on the bill. And then there was also Mod Sun too. So shout out to Mod Sun's people. Mod Sun's like alternative hip hop. Yeah. So we were the most hip hop act on the tour bill, and we were looked at as the outcast kids,
right?
But by the end of the tour, everybody loved us. All the artists were just kicking it with us, like Trey Cyrus, BB Rexa, God, who was Axing Alexandria, those guys.
All Neek's favorites.
Neek's favorites. Yeah. But no, the Warp Tour, that was a different beast in itself because we were about to quit after the first day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were calling his agent and saying, "Hey, get us off this tour. Set up a 50-day, 58-day tour for us to do. We can even just go on the same route. So set up dates at the same cities that we're about to go on. We're not messing with this tour again. We were in bad shape because it was just, we were in a different world. Like I said, we were the outcasts. We weren't prepared for that kind of grind.
Right. And there's a couple of documentaries on the Warp Tour.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's like you work your ass off.
Yeah.
I've gone to a few Warp Tours.
Yeah.
As a patron.
As a patron, okay.
Yeah, middle to high school. Like,
yeah.
In my like punk era, went to many Warp Tours.
Damn.
Well, you like the punk shit. It's just the pop punk and all that you.
Yeah, but that was like also involved.
Mm-hmm,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So like Anti-Flag would be there, and
yeah, I remember seeing Anti-Flag for sure.
No Effects, which kind of is in the gray area for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
But like then also Blink would be there or Green Day, and
yeah.
So it was a mix, but we would get to see a lot. Like Guttermouth was there. We were all stoked on that. So there was a lot of cool like hardcore punk bands, but there's also a lot of pop punk stuff that we just weren't into.
Yeah. No, it's a different world.
So I can
man.
see Riff Raff. I mean, maybe in later years, like
It worked because we had Emerson
later years-
Tavares. Shout out
yeah.
ET. He was the drummer, so we had him the whole time. So he would drum along to the tracks. Toward the end of the tour, like Asking Alexandria's bass player and lead guitarist will come and jump on stage and play along with riff tracks. So it ended up really working out though.
At the end, yeah, because I was gonna say, like in that era, Warped Tour was a little different, anyways.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was rock focused, but it wasn't like
Right.
I mean, those guys were getting older too. Like everyone on that lineup is like, yeah.
Like
it's a
an act like
40-year-old
Machine
Blink.
Gun Kelly would have been there now. Like
True. I mean, God, we had Waka Flocka come out.
Right.
and
So
do a
it
surprise
wasn't, and it
performance
wasn't
with
that
us.
out of place because
Yeah.
maybe the older people that were there would have been.
It,
like,
it wasn't that out of place. But you have to think about it. So when you saw Riff Raff on the bill, they're like, oh, why?
Right.
But then you think about it, you're like, oh, okay, then that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So the initial thought of Riff being on the bill, that always got everybody. But then shoot, we had the
But then you have a killer show, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, killer show. And we had the second most earnings on merch.
Dope.
Great for you. Yeah. Great for you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because Riff Raff probably had the best merch back then anyway.
Yeah. And his stuff was all bright, neon out. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
What was your biggest takeaway from Warped Tour?
Oh, shit, that Warped Tour actually makes stars, man.
Yeah.
Yo, BB Rexa was on Warped Tour, and from Warped Tour, she left Warped Tour. 10 days later, she was on tour with the Jonas Brothers.
Huge.
And who was it? I forgot the dude's name that ran Warped Tour, but he had set up a whole big like press run for BB before Warped Tour to get her name out, and she was like singing in front of execs and stuff, like small rooms, execs right before Warped Tour, and then Warped Tour ended. She just skyrocketed. I was just watching her on American Idol yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, after you put in that much work playing for just new faces every single day, there's two things you can do: huge or back to where you're at.
Right.
It's one or the other. It's just, and then it's kind of up to the labels at that point.
True.
If you get shelved, you get shelved, but it's like your trajectory is you've played for, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000 people every day for 50 days or longer or whatever. Something is going to happen.
Right.
In theory.
Yeah.
And that's kind of our chase in this DJ shit, like, yeah, you're going back to a residency every single night, but those people haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Those people don't know who the fuck you are. Just like these promoters, just like talent buyers, no clue. In your mind, you're only how would I say this? You've only overdone yourself if everyone in the room knows who you are.
Right.
You're only oversaturated if everyone in the room knows who you are.
Right.
And that's never going to be the case unless you're playing to only your friends.
Right.
But unlike small band concerts, like when you're getting started and stuff, those are mostly just friends.
Yeah.
This shit is like when you're put in a club, half the people, 3/4 of the people hopefully have not seen you yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even last night, I had so many people come up and be like, "Hey, what's your Instagram? This is the first time we're seeing you." And I said, "Oh, I DJ at Fortune every Friday." And they go, "Oh, I haven't seen you there yet. I only go on Saturdays." And it's like, boom, hello. Like
there's a whole another group of people who go to the same venue, have no idea.
Right.
Yeah. They only go to this venue on Thursdays, or they only go to this venue on Saturdays or such, And while Portland is not the biggest city and it is small, there's still opportunity every night to play for new faces. I mean, travel's back open. You see, people are traveling.
Which is a great way to like keep your mind still in it when you get like when you start feeling like you're on a treadmill and like you're like night in, night out doing the same shit for the same people and it's kind of a drag and you're like, well, and then moments like that happen, you realize, wow, I just played for an entirely new room.
Yeah.
And it just like that, and you're like, okay, well then maybe I should just make sure I'm staying fresh.
Yeah.
You know, we mentioned off camera a while ago, I got a wedding booking out of playing Stratus's wedding. You know, somebody was in the crowd and they were like, it was his cousin, and she goes, oh, you know, I live in Portland, unfortunately, but do you think that DJ would travel to Portland? And he goes, oh, he lives there.
Yeah.
You know, boom, done and done.
Yeah.
And you know, that was an opportunity that helped cover me, you know, on an otherwise slow month or something like that, you know.
Right.
And you never really know who the fuck you're playing for. And we talk about it all the time, but there's always people in the room that can help advance your career in some shape or form. It's just, are you going to strike a chord with them to where they'll come up and talk to you?
Right.
So think of that when you're playing for 7 hours tomorrow. Every single song. Every single song.
7 hours is a long time for an opportunity to come up. So I need
to hit me with a lesson plan. That's funny.
Well, Vegas is the best, though. I will throw that on the end. Vegas is the best because you are pitching a softball to the entire world.
100%.
Yeah.
To the world, yes.
Yes. You know, out
literally
here
at any given moment, anything could happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a very saturated market, but it's also there's a lot of work and there's a lot of room. And there's endless amounts of room. So it just
we should mention Yoli, who just played the Permission to Dance after party for BTS.
Yes. First off, shout out Yoli.
Yoli,
one of the first
early friends of the show. First guest, I think.
That was
first guest.
First guest who we need to have back.
She was our MJ Prince episode, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out Yoli.
Yeah. Yoli is having the best year.
No,
I would say
been having the best 2 years.
Yeah.
She's crushing it.
But I want to put an emphasis on this year because everything I see, I'm like fireworks, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Yoli.
Shout out Yoli. Yo, it's crazy too. So I was Neek, are you familiar with a YouTuber named Pompsy?
I don't think so.
He does live streams and he just walks around Vegas all the time.
No, you told me about this guy.
I just watched something from him before we got on here. That's crazy.
Yeah, so he does this every other day, and he's posting like a live stream of him walking around Vegas. Well, since I was here in Portland, I didn't go to the opening of Zook and Resort World.
Right.
Well, hop on YouTube and here's Pompsy walking through Resort World opening. So he's just walking through, and somehow some girl stops him and is like, "Hey, I'm going to be playing over at Zook. You should come through." And he's like, "Okay, cool." He puts the camera up, and she, at the same time he puts the camera up, she goes, "Yeah, my name is DJ Yoli."
How funny.
I hit her up. I was like, "Yo, I just saw you on this live stream."
Yeah.
Crazy. And she was like, "What? He was live streaming?"
What? No, I watched a video of him earlier. He went to every casino on the strip and bet $100 on black.
Yep.
Did it work?
I think he like broke close to even. I didn't get to watch the rest of it.
Almost even. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great.
That's
shout
awesome.
out Pompsy. If you ever see this Pompsy, shout out.
That's a shout out right there.
Like he's dope. He does like hotel tours, and he'll go to like the worst hotel in Vegas just to tour.
I wonder if I have seen him because I've seen some like videos where I'll look for like like there's somebody on YouTube that goes to like abandoned places in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And so there's like some like haunted ass places out here.
Yeah.
That I was like trying to get YouTube videos of.
Yo, can we go?
Yeah, I'm down to go. We need
Us
to go.
three?
It's not like a tour. We got to sneak into some shit. But yeah, if you guys are trying to
Yeah. We're only DJing Saturday during the daytime
Yeah.
from 1 to
Yeah, if
6
y'all
at
are trying
18
to,
bit
like-
next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
If y'all are trying to go to some spooky shit, we can do it.
For real.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's do
no,
it.
I think that'll be great.
So you get off tour with Riff Raff.
So I get off tour with Riff. Let's see. I get off tour, the first tour, the Peach Panther tour. I get off tour with him and then go right back into Pink Rose. Right back into
Okay.
Pink Rose, right back into the residency over there. But that was only a few months because Riff had asked me if I wanted to go back on tour with him for the Warped Tour. Because it was like right back to back. A few months, not even that, probably a month. So then we go on to Warped Tour. So then we finish Warped Tour, come back, and I get a corporate job right when I come back. And corporate job was all right. I felt like they were parading me around because I was the only black guy there. So I felt like
That's the case.
their little token many times, actually.
Yeah.
Which absolutely sucked. I started growing out my hair a little bit, just on the top, kind of had like a fade on the sides, and then I had braided it, like put it in cornrows one time, and they're like, yeah, you got to cut that before we go to this event, in Philly or something like that. So
in Philly, that's so funny.
Yeah, right.
Gotta cut that before we go to Philly.
Yeah. It was whack. But I ended up I kept my residency though. So I was playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday still, and then had ended up picking up a Sunday over at District. And I kept playing and then doing, odd gigs here and there, but I started making more money DJing than I was on my 2 weeks check at my corporate gig. So left that and and kept DJing, and that's where we are now.
That's so funny. My cut your hair moment happened over the same haircut.
Word.
The undercut with the braids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had the same one. My job said it was too hard.
It was too hard.
I was like, they were like, it's aggressive. It's too hard. You know what I mean? I was like, no. I was waiting for them to say something.
Yeah. See, that's why I had this now.
Now you're just like,
that's why I have my mane. This is my crown, man. Nobody's telling me to cut my hair for my job, man.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, exactly. That's all of us now.
That's your mane, yeah.
That's all of us now, man.
Yeah.
Like I swear to, oh man, that still hurts, man. I remember.
It's crazy, yeah.
She's like, you got to cut that before you go to Philly. God damn.
Nothing will motivate you to change your life like being told to cut your hair. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when things really like hit the pedal for myself too. That's so funny. Crazy. I didn't even realize that till you said that's interesting.
Travis said, I'm going back to the club.
I'm getting the
it wasn't even like that. It was like I'm going to where I can control shit.
Oh,
in my life.
Sure.
I'm going to where I can control my happiness. I wasn't happy. I was getting cursed out in an email for over a rough draft because we had to make these programs for these events, right?
Right.
And of course we had to go through a whole bunch of rough drafts to get it right before we go out to whatever event in Philly or Minnesota or Cleveland or New Jersey. We're traveling all the time, but we had these rough drafts. We will all sit down and review it, mark down what's wrong and whatnot. But I was getting cursed out for the rough draft.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Telling me that everything was wrong. I know it's wrong. That's why it's called a rough draft. Like what are you telling me here?
Yeah, like why am I getting bullied over it?
Yeah, so that was when enough was enough, man.
Time to be a independent contractor.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much.
We're here.
Now here we are.
We're here.
Here we are.
We're here.
Fucking Williams.
And I love it.
I have 4 questions. I wrote down 4 questions for you.
Okay.
And I want you to think long and hard and
All
come
right.
up with an answer instantaneously.
Take your time, but hurry up.
I gotta think long and hard, but come up with it instantaneously. Let's go.
Starting from the top, what's on your bucket list for DJing?
More travel.
Yeah.
More travel.
Yeah. Any destinations in mind? Any parties in mind? Anything specific?
Festival.
Festival?
I want to do the Mac Block party.
Yeah.
I want to do another Paradise Fever. Let's go. Got to shout y'all out. I want to do what is it called? Ribs and B in San Francisco
R&B
with
and ribs.
R&B.
R&B and
Yes, with Nopa.
Ribs and Beebs?
Ribs and Biebs, man. That's all I'm gonna be playing is Biebs. Actually, Bieber's song right here with Drake, fire. Song has never
Shout
aged.
out to Nopa in that party. Shout out to Spider Tech.
Yeah.
That shit looks incredible.
Shout out to all of them. It looks like a whole ass backyard party.
It's like OG do-over vibes. Everybody keeps saying. And I'm just like, this is. I don't want to say any better or worse. I'm just saying this is fucking cool. And I know that he got inspired by OG do-over, but I hate, at least for myself, I hate when I get compared to something else because I feel like it kind of belittles it. I just want to say that Nopa had a fucking killer party.
Yeah.
And that crowd was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
All the DJs were fucking dope.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go.
Audio One was there too, right?
Audio One was there. I can't go to the next one, but I'm definitely
Slim Audio One.
Slim.
Looking fantastic. Love to see that. Shout out to our brother Audio One.
Shout out, man.
Yeah. We're just going to shout out every guest we've had on the podcast today.
For real.
Yeah. Well, because it's dope because we
so
started this in lockdown and now everybody's like full flourishing and it's fucking great to see.
It's great, man.
Yeah.
I think Nopa also wasn't fucking, if my understanding is correct, he wasn't a full-time DJ when we talked to him. Like he had just started full-time DJing when we first started talking to him because he was like a chef.
Right.
Job. So so look at that and like know he started a party and it like blew up and now every fucking DJ in the country wants to play it. Like, yo, I can't be more stoked for dude. That is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. That's a great one to want to play.
Yeah.
I can't make it to the next one because I have an event, but the following one I think we should all go.
Yeah, that's one of the ones
Field
that I definitely want to play. Yeah, definitely.
A live podcast field trip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another one I want to play at the Wit too, Chicago. I was talking to Rosie about that.
Oh,
definitely on a bucket list for me on that one. And God, I really want Men on Vacation to start doing some more stuff, man. I really want us to start doing some more stuff.
Definitely.
Waiting, we're waiting to hear back from Eli. He sparked my interest with his whole New York move and whatnot, and he said that he wants to do events. Get out there, play with them for that. So yeah.
Give me a big ass one. Give me a fucking stupid one.
Yeah. Shoot for the moon.
Oh man.
All this shit we can make happen in a year. Give me something that's
we'll do it. We'll make this happen on the way after the podcast. We can do
all those things we could do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, Money Baby's up there for me though. Money Baby's definitely up there for me. God, a big one. Let's go. Shit. I wanna throw down at like Marquee.
There we go.
I wanna throw down at like Jewel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Big Johns.
Yeah, want to do that.
Big ass clubs.
Want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I do bucket list too. I do want Men on Vacation to do one of these festivals that's one of these disco festivals.
Yeah.
That are
like
out there.
Glitterbox, Ibiza.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Mm-hmm. Like so I played the Why Not Festival in 2021, May of 2021. So had DJ Tennis on the bill. Moses, Bob Moses was on the bill too.
Just Moses.
Just Moses.
Yeah, Moses, right? And I played a back-to-back set with Crespo. And
shout out another podcast, guys.
Shout out Crespo.
We're working our way right through the list.
We are. And he really gave me a big confidence booster. because that was a litmus test for me.
Yeah.
Because we were currently in lockdown in Portland, so not a lot of practice time that I had in front of people.
Yeah.
And that was my first festival. Like I was like, that was a festival. I was on the bill with DJ 10. I was on the bill with Bob Moses. Come on. Like my name is on the bill with Bob Moses.
That's dope.
You know, Justin Martin.
Yeah, Justin Martin.
He was on the bill too. Like, come on. And then so that was a litmus test, playing back to back with him, and then meeting Cutswell out in Scottsdale, and for him to come up to me and having Crespo say, "Hey, this is Jupiter Williams," and then Cutswell's first words out of his mouth after that was 5 on 5 podcast. Great.
So sick. Anytime somebody mentions the podcast, to this day, I'm still like, how the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean that stupid
I didn't know these were getting released.
Right.
That thing we do like, in my mind, we're still doing the first episodes on like those stupid videos we make for Vimeo.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy. Those 30-minute things we make on Vimeo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Enough of the elephant walk here. Next question.
Okay. Elephant walk. Let's go.
I like that.
Number 2, greatest DJ moment so far.
Oh, man. Greatest DJ moment so far.
Today.
Second time playing in front of people. I was working at Jordan Brand. And at the time I was working at Jordan Brand, Drake had already released Nothing Was the Same. And around this time, Drake was being pitched to Jordan Brand as an entertainer. So it was being pitched as like an entertainer sports person. So we're literally pitching him the same way that we pitched to Jabari Parker. We pitched into Drake, right? But
Weird.
with everybody within Jordan Brand was there in the atrium. I was asked to DJ for Drake for that day. So my biggest moment for me like that was when I guess you could say the conference was over. Drake shook everybody's hand within the brand, and I was the last person. He came up to me, shook my hand, and he goes, "You're a fucking dope DJ."
Tight.
I'm like,
kiss on the forehead.
Thank you. Yes, it was a kiss on the forehead. Yeah. So Drake blessed me.
Ill. That's so sick. I met Drake. I'm never going to fail.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's so sick.
Yeah.
And now when you see him, he'll say 5 on 5 podcast, right?
No, he will never remember who I am. Are you kidding me?
I shook your hand, right?
Yeah.
What does this say? All right. Best takeaway from DJing so far. What's your greatest lesson you've learned working in nightlife, working in music, working as a DJ?
Oh, that all walks of life at any point of time could come into your spot, and you got to be prepared to be able to get them to move.
Yeah.
So I would say versatility. Yeah. Versatility, be able to be versatile. And I would say that was one of my biggest goals too. After I left corporate, I was like, I need to be the most versatile DJ out here.
Yeah.
I need to be able to touch everybody's ears. So for example, like I DJ weddings, of course, but only off of referrals. I'm not like putting myself out there and be able to like, yo, wedding DJ right here, holla at me.
Right. Which is not a bad business.
No, not at all.
Business. We'll put that on top. Like, yeah. Shout out to all of our wedding DJs that listen. I know y'all are listening from gold-plated speakers right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, those guys get
exactly
in your Ferraris.
That's a grind that I personally don't want. So therefore, I'm
It's
doing weddings.
they're the hardest working DJs. Mobile
Yeah.
DJs are the
Yeah.
hardest working DJs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why I do weddings off of referrals, because that's just a different lane that I appreciate, but I just don't want to be in that lane. But I really do appreciate it, because I am kind of in that lane, right?
Right.
But I did a wedding where all they wanted was country music, just country, from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock, country.
That's rough.
And then from 11 o'clock, well, when I ended, I got to the spot at 11:30, and that next spot that I got to was Damian Lillard's birthday party. So I went from playing all country to hip hop.
Right.
And still mostly country.
And still mostly country. Yeah, exactly. I was playing all down south stuff, of course, all country. You know what I mean? Nobody can understand what Tip used to say. Man. But yeah, that's when I left corporate, I was like, I gotta be the most versatile. I gotta be able to hit all these lanes. And in turn, I do use that as an advantage during my nights when I play. You know, you turn those into curveballs.
Yeah.
You know, during your nights.
No, absolutely. I mean, point blank period, if you are not versatile, it's gonna fuck with your bag.
Yes.
It's gonna fuck with your bag.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
If you can't do it, it's gonna limit you, and one door is gonna close after another.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
100% the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, I got a guy here that can paint with 4 different colors, or I got a guy here that can paint with 28 different colors. You know? And
Right.
it's
It
like,
just is what it is.
you know.
And you know what DJ allowed me to do too was be a jack of all trades. That was my downfall at Nike, because I was a jack of all trades. My position at Nike or at Jordan Brand was to cater to every single function within the brand. So I had to cater to apparel. I had to cater to the back end of apparel. I had to cater to merchandise, the back end of merchandise. Our RPB, which is retail brand production. I had to cater to them. I had to cater to footwear. I had to cater to even the higher up directors, just for like a director meeting. You know, I had to cater to that. So really it was a role of being a jack of all trades. And I had to learn every single function to know what their needs were. And DJing is allowing me to do that, to be the jack of all trades. Yeah.
You come in there with a lot of technique and skill, man, that a lot of people just don't learn in this business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and my hat's off to anyone that does work the day job and come in to DJ as well. I saw, you know, Matthias had just posted about something. He goes, oh, it's not cool to get 2 sources of income, to have 2 skill sets, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you're coming in there with 2 brains.
Right.
That's a 2-mind situation. Nick as well. Nick, I know you work in the club, but you also DJ, and it's like, there's a lot of overlap, but there's also not.
Absolutely.
You know, you deal with people, and you know, when you're one lane, when you're tunnel vision, that's all you can see. You know, take as many fucking jobs as you can.
Yeah.
If you have a passion, a hobby that you somehow can monetize and not get burnt out on it, by all means, make flyers for people. Do, you know, make logos, anything.
Yeah, well, just learn and put what you learned in and implement it into what you're doing and what you love. There's been so many times. I mean, Colin, I know that, you know, I've heard it with you standing around, that, you know, people are looking at us because we throw the drip set, and, you know, we were doing the DJ meetups before Motown Monday, and even our Motown Monday, it's we take this corporate approach to the independent realm, and that's what we use to move and maneuver through these nightlife days, you know. But we're taking that approach of what we learned. You got to learn something and implement that into what you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Because so many people congratulate Colin and I. They're like, yo, just like business mind. You guys are just
it
like,
looks great.
you guys are out here. Like, yeah, we are. But at the same time, what we learned, from school, or what we learned from just being street smarts, is how to position ourselves in a way that it's going to move, and not just a way that things are going to be stagnant.
Right.
And it has to. There's literally a hot fire under my ass at all times, I feel like. And you guys feel that too.
Yeah.
We're not getting younger.
Right.
And that's the point of all of this. It's like there are people out there that will run the laps around you if you let them.
Right.
There's no shortage of people wanting to be in this power play.
100%.
There never was. There never, ever, ever was a room where somebody didn't want to play music for people.
Right.
More so now than ever. Everyone has access to every song in the world. They think their Spotify playlist is the best in the world. And maybe it is.
Yeah.
Now you have YouTube, which can teach you just about everything you know. You have the resources of being able to go on Instagram and TikTok and kind of fumble your way through things. There's master classes. There's all of these tools at your disposal. And people will run the laps around you if you give them the opportunity.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you take a breath, somebody's already passed you.
Mm-hmm.
The grind don't stop, man. The
grind don't stop.
At all.
Grind don't stop.
So you do need to know all of this fucking music. You do need to come into it and know these different genres. You need to know the foundations of this shit, and even if you don't play it, you need to be versed in it. Like, for example, last night I was talking to Neek with that after party for coffee. It turned out to be the after party. I didn't hear nobody hit me up and was like, yo, coffee's playing in Portland, blah, blah, blah.
Have your Afrobeat ready.
Yeah. Have your Afrobeat, dance hall, everything just ready to go. And I was like, all right, let's get into this bag.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like,
you gotta be
let's dust off this bag,
Yeah, exactly. You got to be ready to go at any given time.
Yeah.
Another example for you. I was DJing a wedding in Bend, and they're just like all top 40 stuff, right?
Yeah.
But one of the bridesmaids came up to me and she goes, "Hey, the bride and her family, the bride had lost her father a couple years back. So the bride and her family had this one country song. Don't ask me what it is. Had this one country song that the whole family used to love, especially the father.
Right.
Do you have it? Let me see.
Yeah.
Type. Boom, right here. I don't know what the song is. I've never heard this song in my life, but I had the song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Thank God for that country gig.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like, you got to be open. You got to be open.
Absolutely.
That's it, man. This day and age, you have to do it all. We talk about it every fucking episode, but even if you don't need to do it all, you need to have that hammer in your tool set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but you should be able to if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's to me, and
that's what separates the pros.
Yeah.
To me.
That is the art. That's the art of this. Where somebody can walk in and be like, "Oh, that's not this person," and you go, "Hold on, I'm gonna play it better than any person you think I would have been right when I walked through the fucking door."
You gotta. And sometimes it's not ideal, but you need to be able to do it and do it well enough.
Right.
Like, and that's the other part of it, is like, you're not gonna do everything you want to every night, because you might get a surprise if you're a fucking regular working DJ. If you're
right. That's all we're talking about right now. Yeah.
If you're a regular working guy or girl,
because I'm not expecting Neek to have all of the new hip hop, and stuff that we're listening to.
I don't. That's not the kind of work I do. Will it be the kind of work I have to do in the future? Maybe.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not putting it out, but like, as of this moment, no.
Yeah.
But if you're a regular working 4 to 5 day a week DJ, you got to be ready for those moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not always about the artistic expression as a DJ.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta make your fucking bag and play that country gig for 7 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, though, if you
just gotta
need
find a way to put yourself in it.
Thank you. Okay. That's what I was about to get to.
And that's the caveat that I want to get to all
Yes.
this shit. And that's something that I have to remind myself. In these moments where I don't want to do shit that I have to do,
Have to find a way to put myself in
and do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what's making everything. That's what changed my mindset. Made everything. I can do a lot more than I realized.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
then
it's an infinity stone.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. And then once you figure that out, though, once you figure out that you have to put yourself in it, then it's not a job anymore.
No.
You're not
same
looking
as if
at
you set up like a specialized set. Now it's just like it's a specialized Lego set.
Yeah.
That you get to customize. Like it's different now. Like it changes things a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're going to get with me my brand on regardless of what kind of gig it is. It's just gonna happen. You're gonna get Nicolas on everything.
And the reason why you're playing is because they wanted your brand too. So
Exactly.
you still got to give them
And
you.
that works with everyone. You know, you're gonna get Jupiter Williams on whatever you book him for, and you're gonna get Phenom on whatever you book him for.
Mm-hmm.
You want him to play this, and that's fine. He's going to, but you're going to get his version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what separates you from the next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all have access to the same songs.
Right.
It's what are you going to do with them?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Are you going to do the legwork and even bother to research it?
Right.
You know, I was out the other night when I was at that concert, and you know, I had talked to one of my chick's friends, and he goes, "We would love to have you play 70s glam set, you know, of T-Rex and early Bowie and stuff like that." I said, "Yeah, I would love to." You know,
Mm-hmm.
how many other DJs do you know from the homies, from working DJs, that you could toss into that? And it's a vinyl set too. I should throw that caveat on top. Damn. We would love to have you play 70s glam vinyl. A lot of our friends would be like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about."
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like we've spent so much time collectively, and it shows right behind Neek, like doing the research.
Yeah.
We talked about this. Doing just curiosity has led us to this.
Mm-hmm.
A genuine like love for something before all that shit.
Right.
The obsession of music.
The obsession. There you go.
That's to me what separates the pros.
Right.
You know somebody who is who did it for clout, who did it for whatever popularity.
Yeah.
Cool guy shit. And then you know the guys who were the nerds doing it before it was cool.
Yeah.
And that's what. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And
exactly.
And hats off to all of our guests that we've had on.
Hats off for real.
We've picked them to where everyone is on the same wavelength.
Right.
Yes.
You know, and that's a testament to DJs around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It does exist in every city USA. There's somebody that's just as obsessed about music as we are, and wants to go down that rabbit hole with you after 4 to 12 shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God. Absolutely. There's so many times when I've been out, if people that have heard the podcast just really want to talk music.
Right.
And I'm like, fam.
Right.
I
gotta work, but I'm stoked on you.
Yeah. Gotta work, but what questions would you like to talk about?
Yeah.
No, I field those in my DMs, and I'm like, it's working.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if you're as stoked on this shit as we are, great. That's beyond our wildest beliefs of what we ever fabricated with this idea.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a big win across the board. Last question, and we're gonna get back to our real lives where we're working DJs. Any advice to younger DJs?
Man, I mean, I think I said it. Like, be versatile. Well, okay, it depends on what kind of. Let me preface this, because it really does depend on what kind of DJ you want to be.
Right.
Because if you do want to just be a hip hop DJ, cool.
Yeah.
Just be a hip hop DJ. But at the same time, be versatile. And then when I say that is, if you put yourself in a box and just be a hip hop DJ, be versatile within that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. There are.
You can't be just the drill rap guy.
Can't. There's certain ways to play hip hop.
Yes.
Portland is a city.
It's very regional.
Say what?
It's regional.
Yeah, it's regional, but Portland is a city that does not necessarily like hip hop.
Right.
So you have to be smart in the way that you play hip hop. You can still play hip hop. Just be smart about it and be versatile with it, because you can still play it in a way that is not going to get you kicked out.
Right. If you're doing it, if you're going into a lane, go all the way in it.
Go all the way in.
Yeah.
Go all the way in and keep your head on a swivel, because you can still be running on that same lane, but there's things on your right side and your left side that is intriguing.
Right.
And keep your eyes open for those things.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Travis, where can people find you on social media?
Man, Jupiter Williams on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know my Twitter. It has a 1 in it. So Jupiter Williams, just go to our 5-on-5 podcast and then find me on
Jupiter
on
Williams
Twitter.
with a 1 somewhere.
Yeah, there's a 1 somewhere. It's mixcloud.com/Jupiter Williams for Mixcloud. Same with SoundCloud. Don't really post to SoundCloud that much. And then just follow the podcast, man, because we stay updated within our podcast, that you can branch off and see what else everybody else is doing. Colin and I have recently started posting our monthly schedules, because people just been banging on our doors asking where we're going to be playing next. So just go ahead and hop into our story highlights and look for the schedule and story highlights. Look for us over at 18 Bin, 100 episode going down. Shout out Tim Tones.
April 23rd.
April 23rd on that.
Next, if you're listening today or tomorrow, next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
This week, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Find us on YouTube so that you can see our beautiful faces. And then when you do that, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. We should have done that at the top of the hour, but hey, fuck it, we're here now.
We're here. No, I love that. And I wanna throw a little caveat onto your style and what you do. Travis, for those of you that are listening and somehow do not know who he is after listening to 100 episodes, records just about every single set he DJs and goes back and listens to it like a football coach reviews plays with the team.
Absolutely.
There is strength in that. There is power in that. I highly suggest, even if you're not posting those mixes, to go back and listen to what the fuck you played.
Yeah.
Go find what works, what doesn't work, a moment you may have fucked up, a moment you may have overlooked, and then kind of take those. I like to make notes in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a good transition, you write down those 2 songs, blank into blank.
Yeah.
And then you can take that back next time and get the woos and the wows at Paradise Fever.
There you go. Exactly.
That's how you
get somebody get a disco seizure going.
Get a disco seizure going.
Yeah.
Tear an ACL or 2.
Yeah, exactly.
tear a couple ACLs. No. We love you, man. We're so glad to be doing this with you, and get to hear more of your story, man. Because every week we tune in, we lock in, and get to hear everyone else's stories. And Neat came up with the idea, well, what about our own? And we haven't really told you guys much about our DJ careers. It was just kind of implied. And
it was.
I think the big revelation throughout this whole episode is never to keep it implied. Like, you need to explain who you are in some form or fashion. And shout out to Fashion.
Shout out Fashion.
Stick all of our names in. I think it's important to tell your story and to not be afraid to tell your story for fear of it sounding pompous.
Right.
Do it tastefully. Do it in your way that tells your story, but don't hold back and be like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead. You know, because you had some fucking awesome moments in your career that are gonna make you sound like a dickhead. That's just the fact of the matter. Like, we've all had moments where we're like, hey, maybe one, I'm not qualified for this, but landed into this opportunity and fucking bodied it. Or two, just the nature or the names that you're not dropping, the names that are included in the story are just holier than thou. And sometimes you just have to sit in that.
Yeah.
Like, I was a part of this.
Yeah.
Like, you're never going to fucking believe it. I don't believe it either, but I was a part of this, you know?
It's true.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of power and a bit of goodness to telling your story. So we thank you for continuing this fucking mystery box of a ride with us.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yo, I want to give one last shout out though. I got to give a shout out to my mom, man. My mom was very, very, very instrumental in my formative years, of course, but in my music knowledge. She was the person that, like, if we're listening to Michael Jackson, then we're listening to Michael Bolton. If we're listening to Whitney Houston, we're listening to Celine Dion. You know, if we're listening to Janet Jackson, we're also listening to Madonna. Stuff like that. So my mom, she was very, very big into opening up my eyes to other music, you know, not just ours.
And one of our biggest supporters.
My mom loves us. She loves the pod.
What's her song?
Oh, her song is Diana Ross, I'm Coming Out.
All right.
Because after she had my older brother, you know, she couldn't, you know, of course, you know, you have a baby, you can't go out afterwards, you know. So when she was finally able to go out, she was feeling real good, and she put that song on, and that was her theme song for coming back out after having a baby. Yeah, I remember her telling me that because, you know, more money, more problems, right?
Yeah.
So that came on. Me being obsessed with Puff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, this song's blowing my mind right now. Such a dope song. And, you know, here she comes. Hey, this actually came from here.
Yeah.
And this is why I love the song. So, yeah, that's my mom, man.
I love that.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, shout out.
Real quick before we get out of here, we have a Marvel Cinematic Universe. And who is playing Jupiter Williams in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Oh, yeah, didn't we say this? No, I'm going to give another one. I'm going to give a different one now.
Yeah.
Will Smith. Let's go. Let's go.
I'll say this: he's a hell of an actor.
Wait. Last but not least, one song that we need to add to the podcast playlist.
Fred Again, featuring Blessed Madonna. We Lost Dancing. Yes.
Yeah.
It's called We've Lost Dancing, in parentheses, Maria. Shout out Maria.
Maria will be on the podcast very soon. We're thrilled to announce that. If you've been sticking through the podcast this far, that's a little cherry on top of the cake. But to even blow your mind one more time, next week we have Graham Funky joining us.
God.
The other half.
Completion.
The other half of Captains of Industry, and I guarantee there will be no shortage of mind-blowing stories.
Oh, God, no.
That will make us sound like dickheads.
Oh, yeah.
That we have not experienced.
Yes.
Lots of laughs.
We're beyond thrilled to have him on the show. A legend. We can all agree on that.
Yeah.
An absolute legend. And one of the pioneers in the whole Vegas bottle service, open format nightclub DJ.
Yeah.
So a student of music, a scholar of music, and somebody in film as well. So it's going to be interesting next week. Thank you for listening. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Please go ahead and leave a little 5-star review. The more likes, the more subscribes, all of that. It gets bumped up just a little by little to the top of everyone's feeds. Try
to get those algorithms right.
Yeah, try to get the algorithm right.
Give us follow. Help us out.
Yeah. And pass the word on. And we'll do a little fancy 100th episode podcast. I think it's next week, right?
I think so.
Is that next week? Yeah, that's it. That's a good one. If not, we'll get it sorted out for you guys on the back end. And we got our best guy on the scene, the number crunch, Nick Lopez. We'll figure it out.
You'll know when it happens.
Yeah. And if there's nothing else, we'll leave you guys on that.
Hey, shout out to my girl too, Haley. Shout out,
Haley.
There you go.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout
Real
out.
one right there.
Shout out to Nyla.
Shout out to Nyla. Come here,
Fourth member of the show.
Yeah.
Come here, baby girl, wake up.
She's on every episode.
Here she is. There we go.
There she is.
There
Thanks
we go.
for being
She's mad.
great,
She wants
Nyla.
to lay back down.
For those of you listening on Spotify, Travis just held up a boa constrictor about 6 feet long.
Yeah. She's real long. She get eaten by one real quick.
Wait, why do you say she's real long? Get out of here. We're
I know,
ending the
right?
show
Pause.
on that. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.